So I may look a little funny. I have a blue mouth because I'm taking methylene blue. I'll do another video on that sometime soon. But I wanted to talk real quickly because I had a conversation with a very close friend about heart disease and statins. And I think it's important to understand why we have this idea that low density lipoproteins or LDL cholesterol is bad for us. It all stems from the 1950s when a guy named Ancel Keys came out with a fraudulent study called the 7-country study, where he linked the consumption of cholesterol in the diet to heart disease. What he didn't include was the 21 countries he actually studied, which showed no relationship whatsoever between the consumption of cholesterol in our diet and blood levels of cholesterol. And what's interesting to note is the way that we came to demonize dietary cholesterol actually comes from a study in rabbits. Rabbits are herbivores, yet they fed them cholesterol. Cholesterol is only found in animal foods. And with the rabbit studies, dietary cholesterol had a direct causal effect on blood cholesterol. Interesting also is that none of those rabbits died from heart disease. They all died from fatty liver disease. So the only thing it proved was that if you feed an herbivore an animal food, it's going to kill it. So it's important to take animal studies with a grain of salt. Interestingly, in 2015, I believe it was the FDA, issued a statement saying that dietary cholesterol is no longer a nutrient of concern for overconsumption. What does that mean? That means that in humans, the dietary consumption of cholesterol doesn't change how much cholesterol is in our blood. And also interesting to note is that cholesterol is cholesterol. There's no different types of cholesterol. It's how cholesterol is packaged. Cholesterol is a fat, and so like oil and water, it cannot move freely in the blood. It has to be packaged into lipids called either low-density lipoproteins or high-density lipoproteins. And in a normal functioning, metabolically healthy body, one of the main functions of cholesterol is to deliver energy to the cells. So in a recent study, they concluded what they called lean mass hyperresponders. So trim, fit, metabolically healthy people actually had very high levels of LDL cholesterol, yet they had zero indications of heart disease. And so the idea that high cholesterol, particularly low density lipoprotein, is associated with heart disease is we're coming to understand more and more that that is a false assumption. It's about the same as if you were to approach the Earth from outer space and you observed that at nearly all of the accident sites there was an ambulance. It would be reasonable to draw from that an association between ambulances and accidents. It's about the same as the association between cholesterol and heart disease. I was recently watching a podcast with Andrew Huberman, who is a neuroscientist with Stanford. And he remarked that our current understanding of how the body works and how medicine works inside the body is at about a level of 10%. I agree with that. He further remarked that a preeminent neurosurgeon says that about half, at least half, of all of the knowledge currently in books that is being taught in medical school is wrong, and we know it's wrong. And so the old saying in medicine is that medicine advances one funeral at a time. While doctors have the best intentions, they really don't have time to stay up to date on all of the latest discoveries and scientific conclusions in medicine. We now understand more and more that the association between heart disease and cholesterol is a bad association. We also understand that medications like statins should be considered carefully because they have a tremendous number of side effects. If your doctor tells you that because of your levels of cholesterol you need to go on a statin, I urge you to find another doctor.